What's good, guys? Today we are reacting to the Spider-Man trailer breakdown. I am so hyped. The freaking trailer was peak, y'all. Please go check out my reaction. It will be linked on top, and let's get in the video.
Welcome back, everyone. It's Charlie. Now that we've all had a chance to watch the Spider-Man Brand New Day trailer 15 billion more times, there's way more Easter eggs, way more stuff going on in the background.
I saw that. Everybody thinks it's Daredevil.
Trying to hide and edit out of the trailer digitally to remove spoilers potentially.
I think
so
it's
we
either
will break
Hulk
it all
or
down.
Daredevil,
We see what you're doing, Marvel and Sony, trying to hide stuff in the trailer from us. Probably one of the biggest questions I got on my trailer video was this character here in the bus that he passes when he's being
Now, it could definitely be a stretch, and the only thing that will cause me to think this is the colors and the hair. Could that be Rogue? Bruh. I don't know.
by the tank, and people are wondering, is this Rogue because of the way her hair has that white streak in it, and it looks a little bit like Rogue in the comics. I'm going to go out on a limb and say this is 100% probably not Rogue, this is just some random person, but they're trying to mislead you and make you think that it might be Rogue. I definitely think that they're playing on your idea of X-Men during the actual trailer, because there is X-Men stuff that's going on with her character, mutant stuff, Jean Grey stuff, so why wouldn't they be doing other mutant-related stuff in the trailer too? But the actual character sitting on the bus is not meant to be Rogue herself. Right now, I think that Sadie Sink is playing a version of Jean Grey, and she is meant to be the only big X-Men character, mutant character in the actual movie. There are many people with powers, and we'll talk about that because Bruce Banner talks to Spider-Man about his DNA mutating, so people are like, are they going to make Spider-Man a mutant in the MCU? Now, that's not exactly what's happening. They are doing some comic book arcs for Spider-Man with him changing, him evolving and his powers changing, but he's not turning into an actual mutant. He's just mutating. In Marvel Comics, the distinction is that people with biological powers are either mutates or mutants. It's a really small distinction, but it is important. So people who are mutants, like the X-Men, have to be born with the X gene that manifests, and they get their biological powers that way. There are a couple traditional mutants, like X-Men type mutants, inside the MCU already, like Namor in Miss Marvel. They already changed Miss Marvel's backstory, and now she is a mutant. They literally called her one during the Miss Marvel series. They even played a little bit of the X-Men the Animated Series theme song when they made that reveal and said mutant.
Like a mutation.
Yo. Yeah. Okay.
On a shopping cart special.
I certainly gotta check out Miss Marvel. I was kind of nervous, but I've heard a mixed opinion, so I should just see it for myself. Just that scene, for whatever reason, always makes me laugh.
Then there's people like Spider-Man and the Hulk who do have biological powers, but they weren't born with them. They were mutated later in life, like Spider-Man got the spider bite and Hulk got his gamma accident. Monica Rambeau also had her DNA mutated by the Hex. Marvel actually calls these people inside the MCU in present day enhanced people. Captain America is another good example of that too. He's an enhanced individual, enhanced by the super soldier serum that mutated his DNA. There's also the digital readout when Spider-Man is being scanned later in the trailer that actually calls him out as an enhanced individual, not a mutant. But you do notice in the trailer, they really, really want you to think that he is going to evolve organic web shooters like Tobey Maguire's Spider-Man, and they're going to be paying off that funny Easter egg where they were all joking at each other with Andrew Garfield's Spider-Man wanting to see his holes and them talking about web blocks.
Holes. Alright.
Holland's Spider-Man also remembers all that stuff. The spell didn't erase any of his own memories, so he'll remember talking to them about the actual organic webbing, like, oh, I knew a guy that actually had organic webbing like this. There was another version of me from another universe, who he will probably see again during Avengers Secret Wars.
Let's go!
His actual transformation was from the other comic book storyline with the spider totems. Here's what I think they're changing from that. They're not going full-on spider totems, Ezekiel type stuff, like spider gods and that kind of stuff. They're not getting that crazy with it. What they're probably doing is just adapting the portion of that storyline where he evolves, going into the cocoon and coming out with enhanced powers, spider-like powers. But I also think the other change they're doing is they're not going to do six-armed spider, like he's not going to grow 6 arms like he did in the comics, or turn into man-spider like he did during the animated series. But another cool comp to Spider-Man the Animated Series, if you haven't seen it, it's fantastic. that Spider-Man actually crossed over with X-Men the Animated Series, so Spider-Man has had a lot of adventures with the X-Men, which would make sense that he have this adventure now in the MCU, like the live-action version of this, with this version of Jean Grey.
Dude, that's why I love Spider-Man, because I just think he's the crossover superhero for Marvel. Like, I love when he goes in different groups, like with the X-Men or if it's the Fantastic Four. He's just such a good character you can honestly put anywhere, even when he goes to Daredevil. I mean, he just fits anywhere.
Obviously, Kevin Feige and Marvel have very different plans for this version of Sadie Sink, Jean Grey, in the future of the MCU, this new X-Men reboot movie that they're making right after Avengers Secret Wars.
Let's go, Sadie
The
Sink.
only enhanced abilities that we see Spider-Man having after he comes out of the cocoon so far are the organic webbing. Like, they really want you to think he has organic webbing, because notice he doesn't have his web shooters on when he comes out of the cocoon hanging upside down, and he uses his webbing. And also when he's fighting the hand ninjas at the end of the trailer, he doesn't have his web shooters on when he uses the enhanced webbing to break the katana, like break the steel of the katana. So one of the other new powers, with his red eyes here too, makes it seem like it's his version of a Hulk out mode, like a version of Bruce Banner hulking out.
I did see someone say that when he's blocking the ninja's attack with his webbing, the CGI looks weird. Like, a lot of people thought that he might have like a CGI suit there that they're trying to cover up or hide something. I don't know about that, but that is also a very interesting opinion I saw. Yeah, I don't know, but I know Sadie Sink is about to cook. Great
His
actress.
webbing is stronger than his synthetic webbing, and he himself is actually stronger than he was before. This is also why I think they have the digital readout with all of his abilities on it, because his abilities will change during the movie. He will get stronger and have more abilities.
I'm mutating. Into what? I don't know.
Just reading what this digital readout actually does say, like zoom and enhance on it in the 4K version. Subject designation, Vigil 9, unidentified, enhanced operative. Like I said, MCU calls these types of people like Spider-Man, Hulk with biological powers, enhanced people, non-mutant superheroes with biological powers. Agility enhanced, non-lethal profile, like Hulk would be lethal probably, like someone with even more powerful biological abilities. Last known activity, urban traversal via synthetic filament. That's his web-slinging synthetic webbing going around the city. Visual lock acquired, confidence 92%. I think the idea is that this system scans his DNA, like down to his DNA, so it's meant to have a confidence level for people that can mimic or pretend to be other people. People who try to disguise themselves as other people, or people who can shapeshift, like Mystique, for instance. Then it says enhanced human detected, superior strength, muscle fiber density, tensile strength, advanced class B, meaning that he's not quite as strong as someone like the Hulk, who'd be like A or even like S level, like whatever they consider like the top level.
That's cool though.
Then superior agility, neural report time, reflective overdrive, class C, which is exactly what it sounds like how quick is he? But they're also treating his spider sense, his heightened senses, as something a little bit different. Heightened senses, ocular enhancement, augmented class A, which naturally is his eyesight, like his eyesight is way better, but I also think it's a reference to his spider sense. Then it says Operation Agent Ramirez, priority elevated, so I think that the scanner here actually belongs to damage control, it doesn't belong to Bruce Banner. This is probably related to that prison that you see her trapped in, Sadie Sink's Jean Grey character in the trailer, and also the tank busting into the actual damage control prison. If we're assuming that the trailer footage isn't that misleading, the trailer makes it seem like what happens is she uses her mind control ability to get this old woman to operate the tank and crash into the prison and free her, probably. Like, she's probably trying to free herself, and that's why right after the tank crashes in, Spider-Man opens it up, then we hear the popping sound as she jumps mines to the guards,
beginning
then
of the
up
movie.
to the top, and probably to another person too.
Threats.
Like a no shit Sherlock, I'm sorry.
That we can't control. One we can't even see. Hand off your taxes to its
Come on,
expert
TurboTax.
That sound effect just makes it seem like she's just going from mine to mine. It's the way they're visualizing it on screen, so people know when she's jumping into someone else's mind to mind control them. Also, probably, big theory now too, that she's trying to rescue herself from this damage control prison, and also it's probably the reason why the Hulk hulks out again. You remember what happened with Scarlet Witch during Avengers Age of Ultron? She messed with Hulk's mind and caused him to go full-on savage, like completely lose control. Imagine Sadie Sink is Jean Grey, very powerful telepath, even if she doesn't have the Phoenix Force yet. Really easy, convenient way to explain why Bruce Banner, who has the device that stops him from hulking out from She-Hulk, that's basically what he has. He had it in Shang-Chi movie too. It stops him from going into full Hulk mode.
It would be interesting because I've seen a lot of people get mad being like, I don't want the Hulk to be mentally manipulated again, X, Y, and Z. And while I understand that, I can almost agree, but I don't have a personal problem with it. But I think she wouldn't even need to manipulate the Hulk or put no mind games on him. Honestly, all she would really have to do is just let out the Savage Hulk. You know that man is pissed. He's been locked up and all that shit for all this time, and you think he ain't gonna come out and put belt to ass? What are we talking about? She don't need to do anything. She just need to let that boy free. And he gonna be pissed. I'm needing a Planet Hulk and a World War Hulk movie now! Stop playing with my boy, yo. Come on, man. He used to be in the original Big Three. Yo, bro, come on, man. We need to put Hulk, bro. We need to put respect back on Hulk's name. Now let me shut up and get back to the reaction, because y'all not here to hear me rant.
Able to jump into his mind, then get him to rip that off and cause him to Hulk out.
No, that's not bad.
You
either.
also remember that the leaked trailer almost looks identical to this trailer. There were just a couple scenes in the leaked trailer, a couple lines of dialogue from characters like Sadie Singh's character that don't appear in this first official teaser trailer. In the leaked trailer, her dialogue was, "You're a mess, Spider-Man. Don't get in my way, otherwise it won't just be your friends who don't remember who Peter Parker is." Wouldn't it make sense if Jean Grey is a telepath, that even if she is from the MCU, like if she's not from another universe, we're still wondering about that, like how does she wind up in the MCU if she's Jean Grey? She uses her mind reading to read Peter Parker's mind and instantly realizes that the person under the mask is Peter Parker. Like, oh, boom, I know exactly who you are because I just read your mind.
Damn.
This is also supposed to be her raising her hands inside what looks like his apartment in front of all these displays in this readout. Also more evidence that this is Jean Grey, just in a slightly different, like we're talking about the green and the yellow color coding to her comic book costume that's green and yellow.
That's what I was saying, bro. Yo, I'm sorry. Let me shut up. I'm getting too hype. I'm shaking in my boots. Yo, it would be so funny if it was not Jean Grey, bro. Yo, that would be freaking hilarious, dog. Oh my lord, I would freaking. I don't even know, man. I think everybody would freaking. Bruh. I think everybody would be mind blown, because damn.
When the trailer dropped, this official Marvel artist who works at Marvel dropped this picture of Sadie Sink as Jean Grey, like calling her Jean Grey that looks just like she does in the actual trailer in this outfit. The call is coming from inside the room. The people at Marvel also think that she happens to be Jean Grey. What a coincidence. You also remember last year it was reported that her character, before we knew who she actually was, would be working with the Punisher. So why is Jean Grey working with the Punisher and they're introducing her this way to the MCU going forward? What we do know about the Punisher, because we see a couple big scenes with him in the trailer, and it seems like he and Spider-Man are at odds over taking people down, is that the Punisher is going after people like Scorpion, people like Boomerang, who we also see in the trailer, other villains, street-level villains, slightly lower villains. Basically on his regular patrol doing things that normal Punisher would be doing, trying to take down villains. The only difference is that he likes to kill his villains. So I think the idea is that Spider-Man is trying to stop Punisher from killing Scorpion, but also how does Scorpion break out of prison and who gives him his mechanical Scorpion suit? That also might have something to do with Tombstone during the movie, who's being played by Marvin Jones III, who we're wondering if we actually heard him in the trailer, or was that Keith David talking about the evolution of spiders?
Spiders have 3 life cycles. When between cycles, you can leave the spider.
Yo, I heard someone saying Keith David was with Dr. Kirk Connors, which I wouldn't be mad at in all honesty. I don't know who he's playing. I know some people thought he was going to be playing Tombstone, but Tombstone's been revealed for who's playing him. So, I don't know. That would be dope, dude. Keith David at freaking Kirk Connors. Come on, bro. Stop playing with my boy. We about to get Spawn in the MCU? Is that what we doing? All right, let's see.
Re-listening to the trailer like 10, 15 more times, it still sounds just like Keith David, but he was not announced for the movie, so we have no idea who he could be playing, and he sounds like he's giving a very scientific explanation for the evolution of spiders to Spider-Man. So the theory crafting is wide open for who he could potentially be playing. He actually says spiders have 3 life cycles, and between cycles, it can leave the spider vulnerable to threats. Those spiders that survive go through a kind of rebirth. As I said in my last video, this is meant to be both a metaphor for him going through the cocoon, evolving, getting more spider powers like the other storyline, but also the rebirth of Spider-Man in a creative sense at Marvel Studios.
Yeah.
They're using this movie as a creative refresh for the characters, as well as like the Hulk character too. Like they want to get him back to Savage Hulk mode for
hope.
Avengers Doomsday and Secret Wars. You also remember this is clearly meant to set him up for a new trilogy of movies. People are also wondering too, because they tease the symbiote at the end of Spider-Man No Way Home inside the MCU, are they going to do symbiote during this movie too? Like, are they trying to hide the symbiote powers in the symbiote suit somewhere in the movie? My assumption is no, just because there's so much other stuff happening in the movie. It just feels like doing a symbiote arc on top of all that would be way too much, and they're going to save Spider-Man.
Yeah, they shouldn't do that right now. They got way too much, and I don't know. Y'all could save that for like Secret Wars, in my opinion. I think that'd be freaking dope. But yeah, no, that's too much. That's like cramming way too much in. But I'm excited for that, and I really think they got something cooking on their hands. They got my boy Frank in this movie. Like, let's go, and they better have Savage Hulk. And if they have Daredevil, bro, everybody's about to flip their nuts. I'm telling you.
Symbiote for Avengers Secret Wars so they can be a little bit more comic book accurate. Like Marvel and Sony change stories from the comics all the time in very significant ways, but there'll be some Easter eggs for big comic book moments, and it just seems like too much of a slam dunk to see him get his symbiote during actual movie Secret Wars. Then they can just do more symbiote arc in whatever Spider-Man 5 and 6 wind up turning into in the future.
It's me after work.
We have the actual full text of what his letter reads to MJ. So zoom and enhance here. It says, "Hi, my name is Peter Parker and you don't remember me, but I have something to tell you that's going to sound crazy, but it's the truth. And I know you're going to believe me because you're very good at telling when I'm lying. We used to know each other, we were together, but something bad was going to happen to the world, and the only way to stop it was to make everyone forget me, including you. Because I'm not just Peter Parker, I'm Spider-Man. And sometimes, Spider-Man has to do the hard thing, even if it breaks Peter Parker's heart. Maybe I'll never read this to you, maybe I'm just writing this for me, maybe that's my responsibility to live alone with the truth."
Damn, bro, if I sent this, I'm getting blocked. She ain't even reading the first sentence. Bro, let me send this to anybody. They sending me damn to a hospital, bro. What kind of risk does Peter got? Well, let me chill out, because, you know, he bagging Gwen. He bagging MJ. He bagging Black Cat. I mean, I don't even need to go on, but, like, he got one of the top 3 baddies in Marvel. What the hell? Let's get back in the video, though. My bad.
But the truth is I love you, and I hope that deep down, something inside you remembers you love me too. So now you look at their
Damn,
Charlie
Peter.
Day meme board in the background in their apartment, and MJ and Ned seem like they're trying to figure out who Spider-Man is.
Shit,
and
let her
she
sure he
actually
stalked
does
me, like-
still
No, don't do
love
that,
him
actually.
deep down, but she doesn't totally understand what's happening because of the effects of the spell. There are a couple other real notable Easter eggs they also spotted in the background after watching the trailer a couple more times. Notice that MJ still has the Black
necklace.
Dahlia broken necklace that Peter gave her in the previous movies, and the Charlie Day style conspiracy board of Spider-Man pictures in the room seem like it actually belongs to Ned Leeds, and MJ in Spider-Man, like Peter Parker, accidentally winds up seeing it, going, "Wait a minute, are you trying to figure out who Spider-Man is?" And it's also meant to be another comp to Spider-Man Far From Home when we found out that MJ had been trying to figure out if Peter Parker was Spider-Man this whole time. Like, she figured out on her own in the original Spider-Man MCU trilogy. Maybe she's trying to do it again now. There are also people that swear that they can spot some Daredevil pictures on this board here with Spider-Man in the background. So, like, Spider-Man over the past couple of years, since the events of Spider-Man
Matt
No Way Home,
Murdock
has had adventures with Daredevil in the background, but I don't know that I can necessarily spot actual Daredevil in the background. So you can let me know if you think that Daredevil is on this board too with Spider-Man in some of the pictures. Charlie Cox swears that he is not in this movie. We will see if that's accurate, because next big Easter egg, there's this moment here that feels right out of Spider-Man No Way Home's trailer. If you remember the famous Andrew Garfield trailer where they digitally removed him from that Sinister Six fight at the end, but everybody still looked at it and said, there's probably a missing Spider-Man that they just took out of this trailer. When you
Literally.
look at this new scene of him flying across camera against the hand ninjas, there's all this dead space, and some of the hand are actually looking downward below him, so it's almost like there are a couple figures that they digitally removed from here. Who are the missing people in this photo? My early assumption is that it's probably
be
Punisher
anybody.
and Hulk.
Punisher
Part
and
of the
Hulk?
idea in the movie is that we do see them go up against each other. Like, we'll see a moment where Hulk hulks out and Spider-Man has to try and stop him. He tries to stop Punisher from killing people. So, like, they fight a little bit early in the movie, but at the end of the trailer, we also see Punisher trying to help Spider-Man out. So that's probably from that scene where they're all flying across camera at the Hand Ninjas, where all of them work together. Then there's also the Easter egg behind the Hulk inside his classroom here while he's in banner form and Peter comes to talk to him. There's also some audio in the leaked version of the trailer where he tells him, "You're not my student, who are you?" So even if Peter is going to Empire State University like he was in the comics during the Tobey Maguire Spider-Man era, he's not in Bruce Banner's actual class.
It's interesting.
Dream big, work hard.
Such as throat and back of mouth cancers and genital warts.
The
My
hell am I
assumption is that
listening
he's just
to?
going through this evolution, like he comes out of the cocoon and he needs help, so he goes to one of the science bros that he knows, even though technically Bruce Banner doesn't remember that Peter Parker, is Spider-Man and they fought together as Avengers. He obviously talks to him all about mutation. I've already talked about that. But notice behind him on the board, QCD, it's lattice quantum chromodynamics. This is an actual real-life, complicated scientific theory all about quarks and particles found inside every atomic nucleus. At low energies, quarks are at the mercy of fundamental force called the strong force, which binds quarks together and makes them impossible to isolate. If one quark gets too far away from another quark, the strong force will spontaneously pull a set of particles from the vacuum, a quark, to replace the wayward quark in an anti-quark to couple with it and form a composite particle. This
I'm too stupid for this, bro. What the heck did he just say? Like, damn, bro, you just really made me realize how cooked I am. Oh, God, man. I only got one more month left in me, I'm telling you.
behavior makes it extremely difficult, if not impossible, for scientists to make accurate predictions about isolated quarks. Scientists then use this to talk about quantum dynamics in the fourth dimension. You remember that time is basically the fourth dimension, so here we're getting back to MCU stuff. In the actual trailer, I think this is meant to be a very pointed Easter egg for what's happening in this movie with all the characters, especially Sadie Sink's Jean Grey character, which might be from another universe, and what happened with his spell during Spider-Man No Way Home, the way it affected reality, and what's happening with Avengers Doomsday, Secret Wars, The Incursions, and Doctor Doom stuff. Basically, Bruce Banner's lesson is meant to be like a metaphor for what's happening in the MCU right now in this movie, what just happened, and what's going to happen in Avengers Doomsday. Peter's spell destabilized the multiverse even more, and they're going to use this theory, QCD, to explain how Jean Grey, Sadie Sink's character, wound up in the MCU, and how this leads to more incursions in the slow collapse of the multiverse as reality is collapsing in on itself because of what's happening. Some of the other really important questions, too. How long has Sadie Sink been stuck inside the MCU? How long has she been working with Punisher? How long is she stuck inside that damage control prison? The other really big thing here, too, is that Tremel Tillman is playing William Metzger, who's a big X-Men antagonist, too. Just more X-Men related theories about Jean Grey, Sadie Sink's character. You also notice that he mentions to him a threat that they cannot see. I think that's just a comp to psychic powers, telepaths, telekinesis. I know there are a ton of other questions, like who is the actual main villain of this movie? Is it actual damage control? Are they the real villains of this movie? What about Tombstone? Is he meant to be one of the main villains of this movie? When it actually comes to Daredevil, Hand, stuff like the Hand showing up.
Yeah, what is going on, bro? We got so much going on in this movie, man. I'm excited, and I have faith in the director. But it's a large task. I mean, we got the Hand. I mean, we just got so much, bro. In my personal opinion, I think it's Tombstone going to be the puppet master behind a lot of different things. And, I mean, even that, I don't know. But I really do think Tombstone's probably going to be, the big bad. My other theory is that there's going to be two big bads. And one half of it's going to be Tombstone. And the other half of it is going to be all the mutant stuff. I don't know what the Hand is in here for. I don't have any current guesses. I think Daredevil season 2 is going to give us a lot of help on understanding on what's going on, especially with Frank. And I also noticed that, Kingpin is seemingly not the mayor, because why would Spider-Man get the key if Kingpin's still the mayor? He hates vigilantes. You know what I'm saying? So I think maybe that was a low-key spoiler for season 2. I don't know. I know some people were mad about Frank. They feel like that was a spoiler, but I mean, if you all saw the post-credit scene, we all knew he was getting out. But I understand. So yeah, I'm curious. Let's get back into it.
movie. My assumption is that somebody else in the film, like another villain, just hires them, and that's why they're here.
Tombstone.
Probably the easiest theory there is that Tombstone is the one
Yeah.
that hires them, and he is one of the crime bosses working in the city, like classic comic book Tombstone. Maybe he is also the one who arms the Scorpion with his mechanical suit. This is really just the tip of the iceberg. We could probably watch the trailer 15 billion more times and find even more stuff in the background. So if there's stuff that I didn't talk about during my last video or during this video that you think you spotted, just write it below in the comments. We will probably get that next really big trailer either next month or the month after that. Typically they release 3 or 4 really big trailers for movies like this heading up into the summer. The other really big reminder is that we have Daredevil Born Again Season 2 episodes starting next week. I'll be doing episode videos for that. There are a couple other bonus videos that I'm working on for it too, so be sure to enable alerts for my channel so you don't miss that. Everybody click here for my other big Spider-Man Brand New Day trailer.
Was that Jessica Jones? Wow, I mean, yeah. I wonder if now that we'll have her, do we get Luke Cage? Because that would be dope too.
And click here for all my Avengers Doomsday videos.
Alright guys, well, thank you Emergency Awesome for giving us that amazing breakdown. I think there's a lot of questions that are very interesting to debate here. I'm excited for this movie. The trailer was peak. The breakdown was peak. I mean, I just can't get enough of this. I am so excited. I'm excited to see what Daredevil Season 2 is going to answer for us, if anything at all. But guys, if you liked the video, please leave a like. If you want to watch the original video, it will be linked in the description below. Thank you guys. Please like the video. Please comment your own theories and your thoughts on this video and what you like to see next. And subscribe. Thank you all. Love y'all. And I'll see y'all later.